This woman is on her way home, suddenly dragged into a dark alley. Several men surrounded her. Women want to resist. What we received was Bang Bang's 2 fists. Wait for him to lose consciousness. At this moment, the beast actually took off a woman's jeans. Sniff the smell on top. The following paragraph is not good looking. Let's skip the woman dragging her scarred body to report the case. He handed the prisoner's hair to the police. This is the only evidence he has seized. The police scratch their heads in annoyance. Say, the inspection is too troublesome. Why don't we just forget it? Women want to say a few more words. But he has a stuttering. I was insulted and scared again. It's even more unclear. At this point, the police saw her wearing tight jeans. Disdainfully speaking, you dress like this. No wonder they're being targeted. Maybe it was intentional seduction. Now I'm falsely accusing someone else. Women can't listen anymore. Just pack up and leave. Few people know about this woman who has suffered a lot. Formerly a member of the national shooting team, won many medals. Her name is Xiaomei. Because of a car accident that injured my body, causing stuttering, I can only work with my best friend in a textile factory. I thought the tragedy ended here. Who knows, the more terrifying things are still ahead. After Xiaomei returns home, discovering that the gangster from earlier was sitting on the bed. The other party used the address on their ID card to find their home. I said I didn't enjoy it just now. I want to do it again. And what's even more ridiculous is that my neighbor was eating instant noodles, listening with relish. In haste, Xiaomei touched the medal on the table. Shoot the thug's head. She struggled to escape the thug, still not giving up. Dragging Xiaomei. Xiaomei is really being pushed. Pick up the glass fragments on the ground. Hard stabbed into the neck of the thug. The gangster's life is doomed. At this point, a knock on the door rang out. This woman is too miserable. After being stained by 3 little thugs, the gangster unexpectedly found his home. I want to do something wrong again. Xiaomei accidentally killed someone in a hurry. At this moment, the sound of knocking on the door was a policewoman. She heard about this case, decided to help this poor woman. But there is a corpse lying inside the room. Xiaomei cannot let the police discover her, she said in a trembling and disappointed tone. Forget it. Watching the bodies of thugs on the ground, Xiaomei will remember the scene of that night. She pulled out a hacksaw, severely cut the man into over 800 pieces, and then stuffed it into the refrigerator. The next day, the policewoman found Xiaomei again. Invite Xiaomei to dinner. I want to slowly approach her as a friend and talk to her. Xiaomei learned some standards about right of self-defense from her girlfriend. In the words of a female police officer, what can you expect from law of South Korea? Night. Xiaomei is preparing to dispose of the gangster's body. Who knows, I met that unscrupulous police officer before. The police were very unhappy when they learned about the female police officer's case. I want to investigate. I learned from my neighbors that last night, there was a man at Xiaomei's house. The police accused Xiaomei of forging a rape case, demand a large bribe from him, pulling Xiaomei's handbag, falling to the ground, one hand exposed. The police were stunned on the spot. After reacting, immediately arrest Xiaomei. Xiaomei's gun, struggling to resist the police, fell to the ground. Xiaomei touched the gun and aimed it at the police. But the police are still clamoring. He approached step by step. Xiaomei gritted her teeth and pulled the trigger. Missed the mark. The police are even more arrogant. Xiaomei stood up straight at this moment. Standard shooting stance for single-handed firearms. Shoot again. Kill with one shot. She never dreamed of it. Xiaomei was an outstanding member of the national shooting team. How ironic is it that women are insulted by 3 thugs? Go report to the police. Counter being threatened by the police for bribery. A woman killed a police officer. Until now, she can see clearly now. Anyway, I killed someone myself. Sin is unforgivable. Never let those scumbags continue to be carefree and happy. Xiaomei comes to her parents' souls. Make a final farewell. In this world, Xiaomei's only concern is her best friend, who grew up together since childhood. But when she arrived at her best friend's house, what I saw was my best friend being beaten to death by her husband. Xiaomei is angry. Killing a scumbag is killing many. Killing one is also killing. Xiaomei comes to the garage, smashing the car of a domestic violence man. Domestic violence comes upon hearing the sound, shouting loudly and about to start, waiting for the man to walk in and shoot Xiaomei in the head. The path of revenge begins here. Xiaomei comes to another gangster's house. 2 straight shots from both sides, mixed up. Crotch thugs wail for mercy. Have you forgotten? Xiaomei also begged you once. Did you let her go? Solve this one. Xiaomei knows she's running out of time. I learned that the last thug worked in a bar. She came to the bar box, turn around and shoot the gangster in the thigh, when she was about to end the gang. But the female police officer brought someone to the scene. The policewoman tearfully advised Xiaomei to stop now and handle it leniently. Both women. Xiaomei faces persuasion from female police. The defense in my heart gradually disappeared. She put down the gun. Surprisingly, the gangster on the side picked up the gun. One shot at Xiaomei's head. Female police officers angrily shot and fired. As a result, gangster Xiaomei did not die, but rather a vegetative person who died of brain death. But the policewoman pulled out his oxygen mask, because the policewoman's sister is terminally ill. Urgent need for organ transplantation. And the match between Xiaomei and her sister is just right. A shooter who has won a medal for the country. A weak, kind, and timid girl, those who are insulted, ignored, threatened, or forced to use their only skill for revenge. Last, every thread of vitality must be utilized by others. If this were in our country, every athlete is our pride and treasure. The Bagsy kingdom is truly tragic and terrifying.